I'm Siel. I run a blog called Green LA Girl. At this point, it's about the environment, very specific to the Los Angeles area. There are a lot of resources out there that the public could use but are not aware of. That was sort of the impetus, providing sort of a hub for information that people needed. I think a lot of people, when they're looking for information, the first place, at least now, that they'll sort of go is the internet. That makes the blog more practical than other mediums, because a lot of other mediums, for example, like newspapers and such, will cut off the content after a certain point of time or charge people for the content and things like that. You have sort of the opportunity to be very personal. That sort of appeals to me, because I think what people need to know is not just, oh, if you install solar panels, that might be good for the environment. They actually need to hear from people who have tried to install solar panels, who have tried to get rebates from the state of California, which they always hear is available, but how do you get that, One thing that's really helped is that I'm not focused on making money. Part of it is sort of not thinking about it as a business, because not only will you be disappointed by the lack of financial return, you won't get any of the joy out of, enjoying sort of the other aspects, whether it's connection with people that you may have never connected with otherwise, articulating your ideas and thoughts in a way that you had never had the time or opportunity or the audience to have done before. The very first post I did was about recycling a DVD player. I knew that it would not be good to send it to the landfill. That I knew for sure. But what to do to sort of prevent it from going into the landfill, I didn't know. To sort of figure out where I could take it to know that it would be recycled properly took so much time and energy that afterwards I was like, well, I can't just let this information disappear. But a lot of people just don't have enough information to know the possibilities that are out there. So for example, a lot of people feel extremely locked into the job they have. Like, if I had a choice, I would walk to work or whatever. Okay, but what are you considering in terms of what your job is worth? Are you counting in your hourly wage the fact that you spend 4 hours in traffic every day? If you figure that into your hourly wage, what is your hourly wage really? If you took a job that paid a little bit less, but was closer to you at least, overall, even if your actual paycheck stub showed less money in terms of gas, in terms of time, wouldn't you see that your time is worth more, that you actually have more money, literally? Letting people know about those in a way that's more positive and less sort of condemning will make people, will help people. Certainly, I get discouraged seeing the number of SUVs that drive into the Whole Foods parking lot. It's discouraging. It's like, I value organic farming that gets rid of petrochemicals, yet I will burn lots of petrochemicals, driving over to buy those petrochemical-free, produce. Those people too need to sort of be able to take in a larger perspective and see, oh, the things that I'm doing are actually contradictory. The two big changes individuals can make is heating and cooling for their living space and travel. I would like more people to consider if it's possible to get rid of their car. Not just immediately reject the idea, but consider it. I had a guy sell his car. Which that's sort of the, if you live in LA, that's a big move. Granted, he lives with, he's a married guy, so his wife still owns a car, so he can use that. The blog is sort of a space where it's not just for me to disseminate information to other people, it's also a way for me to figure out what I want to do with my own life. There are definitely times when I feel like, well, have I crossed the line where I'm putting normal people off of trying to take green steps. So if you've gotten rid of your car and you're making kombucha, there are definitely times where I'm like, well, maybe I should underemphasize those aspects a little bit, because I certainly can put myself in other people's shoes where it's not so much you should do this, you should do that, but hey, I found that I can do this, and a lot of people find that a lot less obtrusive or abrasive. I think the main thing with Los Angeles is that if you don't live here, you think of this as an extremely large city, very car culture oriented, extremely dispersed, where in reality, yes, it is extremely large, extremely dispersed. For the most part, a lot of areas don't have a lot of urban density that you expect from a city. On the other hand, that allows for a lot of diversity. So part of the reason I moved to Santa Monica is because I wanted to live in a place where I felt like I could walk to places, I could bike to places, I had a decent transportation system. And we've gotten to the point where, someone living in Santa Monica thinks it's normal to go all the way to Eagle Rock or Los Feliz, and they feel that they should be able to do that in 20 minutes and have access to easy, free parking in both spots, That's an unrealistic viewpoint. I don't think that a lot of people enjoy driving to the dry cleaner. I think they do it because they have to. I don't think they enjoy driving to the grocery store. Once you get used to driving to those places, you feel that you have a right to drive to those places and that you have the right to get there quickly and have free parking at all those places. If people were given the option where they have the option of doing all of those things, in a way that's a lot easier and much closer, that allows them to build community and actually get to meet and know other people. A lot of people who grew up here have never had that opportunity. Once they realize that that's possible, they'll embrace it and almost wonder, wow, I can't believe that I never had these things in the past and never asked for it.